డెటాల్ క్లీన్ చేసుకోమని ఫస్ట్.
Good evening, students.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening. All right. Yesterday, I think we discussed about subject verb agreement, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hope you can see the slide. All right. So we'll move to the next topic today, which is active and passive voice. And in the first class itself, I have asked you a few questions on this active and passive, and few students have given the responses. As with that, I can understand a lot of you have knowledge on this active and passive. So whatever the active and passive that I am teaching today, and the direct and the indirect speech that I'm going to teach in the next class, will wholly depends on the tenses that we discussed yesterday and day before yesterday. So the like everything without understanding these tenses, we can't proceed with this active and passive direct and indirect speech, because it's all depends on the tenses itself. So if you haven't been perfect in these tenses, then like it will be very much complicated to you. So even for the next class, you need to be perfect in these tenses, like helping verbs, verb forms, tense, sentence formations, and everything. And then come to the class and listen. Okay. As you can see, active and passive. So what is voice here? Like it is saying active and passive voice, right? So what exactly is this active and passive means? So voice tells us whether the subject performs the action or receives the action. So two types of voice is there, where one is active voice and passive voice. The difference between both here is, like, there is a subject in every sentence, right? So this subject performs the action or receives the action. Simply in the active voice, this subject performs the action. For example, she goes to market. Like who goes to market here is she. That means she is performing this action, which we use in the active voice. So when it's come to the passive voice, for example, let's take Ram eats mangoes. Mangoes are eaten by Ram. Here, mangoes are eaten by Ram. Actually, Ram should be subject. But here, Ram is receiving the action. What kind of action? That mangoes are eaten. Mangoes are eaten. Like Ram is receiving the action. So here receiving the action means it is passive voice. Performs the action means that is active voice, and receives the action means that is passive voice. Okay. So here every sentence has a subject, verb, and object that you already know. Just now I have explained you. Here you can see Ravi writes a letter. So you should have that aptitude of finding out which is subject, which is verb form, which is object, and everything. As you can see, this sentence, you need to do two things where we need to find out the subject, object, verb forms, and everything. It is the first thing. Based on that, you need to also understand which tense is that. As we already seen, based on the vertical lines, we have seen the verb forms. Horizontally, we have seen the helping verbs like was, were, had, am, is, or was, like am, is, or has, have. So we got categorized them into different forms like simple, continuous, present, and present continuous. So based on that table, you can remember which tense is that. So it will be more easy. If we could able to find out which tense is that, then it will be more easy to find out the right option. And here you can observe Ravi writes a letter. As you can see, Ravi is a subject and writes is a verb form, as this is the action related word, and a letter, which is a remaining letter, that is object. So in English, the action can be expressed in two ways, that is active and passive. And that's what I have told you, that here active voice definition here is when the subject perform the action, it is active voice. If we see the structure or formula, at first subject will be there, and then verb, and then object. Just now we have seen this example, right? So in the same way, we call that as a active voice. Simply, if any normal tense related sentence there, it is a active voice actually. Passive voice is different. Here you can see examples like Ram eats mangoes, students write exams, the teacher teaches English. Like here, Ram, students, teacher is the subject, and that is performing the tasks here, that performing the action here. Like Ram is eating, that is one action. Students write, that is action. Teachers teaches, that is a action. So here subject is doing the action. Here subject is doing the action. As Ram, you can see, is doing one action, that is eating mangoes. But when it's come to the passive voice, like it receives, subject receives the action here. And if you observe the structure, I'll tell about this structure, how it came and everything. But before that, if you observe the structure, as object will be at first, and then helping verb, and then verb form 3, and then by, and then subject at last. Simply vice versa to this. So here examples here are, for example, Ram eats mangoes is a active voice. Now here what is object? Mangoes. So as mangoes goes first. So mangoes are eaten. This is a action. Actually, this is a action. Mangoes are eaten is a action. So this is received by whom? That is Ram. Simply, if the subject is at last, then that is passive voice. If the subject is at first, that is active voice. And you need to understand whether that is. You can take this as an example, like a clue. Buy. We normally use this buy for receiving, right? Buy. Given, gift is given by him. So you can take this as a clue. Because in the examination, it's not always they will give you active voice and you are asked to change passive voice. In few cases, they will give passive voice and you are asked to find out active voice. Then you should have that knowledge whether some sentence is a active voice or passive voice. You should able to identify that. So here mangoes receives the action. This is the basic difference between active voice and passive voice. Okay. As we already discussed about the pronouns, these are the definite pronouns. As you can see, like we already discussed it, subject comes into object position, object come into subject position. So while changing the subjects and object, what will happen? It won't remain as the same pronouns. That will change. If it is in the active sentence or in a normal sentence, while changing into passive, as the subject goes into object position, so simply I changes to me, we changes to us, you changes to you, he changes to him, she changes to her, they changes to them, it changes to it, or it will remain as it only. So this is how the pronouns got changed. And it is a simple rule that from active to passive, like pronouns will change into some other parts. Simply, you need to check all four options, whether this rule got satisfied or not. Within that, we can easily eliminate the options. So seconds are enough to solve this. Only if you have a good tips and tricks on that. So now we'll see. So active is in which form normally? It is in subject plus. Normally, it's a normal sentence. Normal sentence formula here is subject plus
Subject,
helping verb plus
object.
verb plus object, right? So this is a formula, normal sentence formula. Also, we are calling it as active voice. Active voice is nothing but the normal sentence only. Now, while changing active into passive voice, we need to apply few rules, where the exact rules that you need to observe in the options also. So the first rule here is you need to bring this object into subject position. So object into subject position. This is the first rule that you need to observe in the options. And then subject change to object position. So this is the first rule. You need to follow this first rule. And here, before this changed subject, however, I am talking this as a subject because it is at the first position, right? Then if the subject comes to the object position, what we call? We call that an object only, right? So this automatically becomes an object only. So whatever the changed subject is there, before that we need to use one word, that is by. By. Or simply, how can you identify whether one sentence is active or passive? Simply by seeing this word by. If there is a by, then that is passive voice. Okay, so this is the second rule. First rule is object subject changing. The second rule here is adding this by before this changed subject. This is the second rule. Now, the third step here is no matter whether the verb form V1 or V2 or V3 or V4, like whatever the verb it may be in the active voice, we need to change that verb form into V3 form, as it is even more simple now. For example, if you have four options, you don't need to do anything at first. Just check four option and check and eliminate the option which are having other than V3. If you have these three options, A, B, C are having, for example, go, went, gone, going. What is the rule here in the passive voice? We need to have V3 form. V3 form. So if all these three options are having go, went, going, and only option D is having gone, then blindly you can eliminate these three options and you can opt for this D option. You don't need to solve anything here, because here the rule here is no matter whatever the verb form it may be in the active voice, we need to change into verb form 3 in the passive voice. Only verb form 3. Okay. Now what is left here? What is left? That is helping verb. Helping verb is left. So you need to add the helping verb here. And there are some new words will be added like being, been, in between. I'll tell you how and when. So this helping verb is what we need to find, because active voice sometimes won't contain any helping verb. If helping verb there means we automatically take the same helping verb in the passive voice also. But in few cases, there will be a simple tenses without any helping verb. During that situation, what we need to do? We need to take the helping verb. So how is what we are going to see now. Okay, all these rules are clear to you. Please just confirm. Subject into object, object into subject, by before this object, and verb form into V3 form, and we need to find the helping verb. If these things are clear, then we'll proceed with the next.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. Just a second. If still anyone have any confusion, you can just clarify here itself, because if you miss anything, is like one lapse of concentration will lead. Just a second. Yes. So you should concentrate well on each and everything. Okay. Hope no questions from your end. Okay, fine. Now we do have tenses, right? Based on the tenses itself, we are going to change now the sentence formations. Okay. So let us now do the simple one. Simple tense, just concentrating on only simple tense. So what is a past tense? Simple past? Simple past.
Subject plus V2 plus object.
Subject plus verb form 2 plus object. Now simple present.
Subject plus V1 plus object.
V1 plus object. Now simple future.
Subject plus will plus object plus will plus V1.
Plus object, right? Now it is common. We need to apply the same rule for each and every tense. Just remember this rule. Okay. So however, if I change this object into subject and subject into object, that will remain as subject and object only, right? So you will follow them in the real life, like real examples. But as of now, we are symbolizing with the code like S and OBJ, right? So I will write as subject only. Like I'll write as a subject only at first, or else for your clarification, I'll write object only. So simply you need to remember this rule. Like if you find out any sentence which is not having any helping verb in the tense, that is simple. So you can assume that is simple. And simple changes to continuous. Okay. Just remember this. Simple changes to continuous. That means simple past changes to past continuous, simple present changes to present continuous, simple future changes to future continuous. Okay. And in simple past, you can see V2. By seeing this V2 itself, we can assume that is simple past. So past continuous related helping verbs are
Was, were.
were, right? So simply this is a active voice side. Now I'm changing into passive voice. Simply object plus. And next, according to this rule, just remember this thing. Just remember, object is completed. Next, helping verb only, right? So object plus was or were plus. Next, what should be there here? Verb form. Verb form. Which verb form should come here?
V3.
Yes, simply V3. No matter, I told you, right? No matter whatever the verb form it may be, we need to change into V3 form. And next, after that, by plus object. By plus object. Sorry,
Subject, sir.
subject. Just a second. So it is subject. Okay, clear? Simply, like if this is a simple, we need to find out the helping verb here. So to find that helping verb, I am telling you that simple changes to continuous. In continuous, for the past continuous, we use was and were. And remaining everything is according to the rule that we seen in the previous slide. Now, simply, simple present changes to present continuous. So what are the helping verbs that we used in the present continuous?
Is, am, are.
Yes, am is are. So object plus, tell me.
Is, am, are plus V3 plus by plus subject.
V3 plus by plus subject, right? Now in the same way, simple future changes to future continuous. What is the helping verb that we used in the future continuous?
Will be.
Be form, right? So now tell me, object plus
Will be.
Plus
will plus be
B
plus
plus V3 plus
hmm,
object. By
by
plus object.
subject, right? So normally if we see continuous, it should be V4. It should be V4 and we don't see any by. As however, this object and subjects are different aspects. So it should be supposed to be V4 actually. After was, were, or am, is, are, or be form, it should be V4. But here we written V3 form, right? So it is because it is according to the rule of passive voice. Okay, now simple is completed. Now simple is completed. Now we'll solve few questions. For example, let's take the same example that we took yesterday. She drank tea. She drank tea. If you can able to remember this formula, then you can directly do it. Or else we can also solve according to the previous rule. Now here you can see she is subject, V2 is drank.
He was drunk by her.
Yes, simply what is the object here? Tea. So here tea and next was or were, which is suitable for this tea. As I told you yesterday in the subject verb agreement, singular takes singular one only. So here was is singular as tea is singular. Tea was. Next V3 form of drank is drunk. Drunk and then by. Here she is there. She is a subjective pronoun. Now when it's come to the object, it will change into her. So tea was drunk by her. In the same way, she drinks tea. It will change into tea is, which is suitable. Am, is, are. So is suitable.
Is
Tea is drunk by her. And next, she will drink tea. Tea will be drunk by her. Yes, Soumya. Okay. You can simply solve in such ways, but you don't have these kind of formulas in your exams, right? So simply you can follow the same step that we discussed in the previous slide. That is, for example, she drinks tea, right? So first you need to identify which tense is this. Which tense is this? As you can't find any helping verb, that is a simple. Which simple? That will be decided based on the verb form, which is verb form 1. So now you understand this is a simple present. Simple present changes to present continuous. So present continuous helping verbs are am, is, are. So just keep this aside. Now you can apply the same rule. Bring this T here and she changes to her here, and you can write by here, and then verb form, no matter whatever the verb form it may be, we need to change into V3 form, which is drunk. Now what is left? Helping verb is left. Already we got the helping verb here. So you need to check which is suitable. As T is single, so is also singular thing. So you can write is. So you can solve in two ways. Whichever you feel that is easy, you can solve in that way. Okay, clear? Clear with this part? Is
Yeah.
simple clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll move
Yes,
to the
sir.
okay. Right. Now we'll move to the continuous. Okay. So simply in the previous condition, simple changes to continuous. Why we changed it? Because we need a helping verb. That's why we changed it. But in the continuous, already helping verb is there, right? So continuous will remain as continuous only. In case of helping verbs, that means whatever the helping verb that we use in the active voice, the same helping verb is going to be used in the passive voice also. But few things will change. That's why we need to add other words. Okay, we'll talk about this. Okay, continuous will remain as continuous only. Simply, what is the past continuous tense? It is subject plus was or were plus verb form 4 plus object. This is a sentence formation for past continuous. Now coming to the present continuous, that is subject plus am, is, are plus verb form 4 plus object. Okay, so this is active voice side. Now future continuous is subject plus will plus be plus verb form 4 plus object. Now, as I said, continuous will remain as a continuous only, right? Normally, when we say something is continuous, by the ing form only, right? By the ing form only, which is V4 form. But here, what is happening? I told you, like no matter whatever the verb form it may be, it need to change into V3 form. So, if I change this V4 form into V3 form, we are losing this ing character. If we lose ing character, how will that remain as a continuous? That won't remain as a continuous. We can't say continuous, right? When we normally say continuous, unless we see any ing form in that, that is nothing but a continuous part. But here we are losing here ing form and we are changing it to V3 form. That's the reason why we are going to add one new word here, that is being. Being. Simply by this, what you understand? If you find out any ing word in the active voice, simply check for the options which is having the word be and eliminate all other options. You will automatically get one option here. The rule is simple. If you find out any ing form in the question which is V4 form in the active voice, check all four options which is having the word being, and that is the right option. Simply here, as you already have the helping verbs here, already continuous is having helping verbs like was, were, am, is, are, right? So you don't need to change them. That will remain as same helping verb. But here, particularly what we are changing here is we just adding the being word. That's it. Okay, simply here you can write object plus same helping verb, same helping verb. Was or were plus. Next, here V4 is changing as
Being is up.
V4 is changing as being plus V3. Okay, being plus V3. So being plus V3 plus subject. Clear? You can observe one second. Subject plus was were plus verb form 4 plus object changes to object plus was were, however, remains same. And here we just changed what? Here we just changed this V4 form into being plus V3. Without losing this single character, we just added being form. That's it. Now, present continuous. Object plus,
Sir,
yes.
by లేదా సార్ లాస్ట్ లో
Okay, by. Thanks for reminding. Okay, by plus subject. Normally, we don't use by for every sentence. The reason is by is used for persons. If the sentence is talking about persons, then fine. Then we can use by. But what if the sentence is talking about place? For example, previously we have seen like subject plus verb form 2 plus object, right? In the same way, if I say Darjeeling grows tea, Darjeeling grows tea. Now, what will be the passive voice? As you can see, this is V1. So we understand it is simple present. Simple present changes to present continuous. Present continuous related helping verbs are am, is, are. So tea is grown. If we use by, what will happen? Here, Darjeeling is a place, not a person. So in such case, what should we use? Yes. For places, what we use? Yes, in. Simply in. Tea is grown in Darjeeling. So here we are using in instead of by. The reason is by is used for persons, in is used for places. Okay, it's not always by actually. It depends on the subject. Okay, now we are talking about continuous, right? So simply uh, present continuous changes to present continuous only. So everything will remain same. Am, is, are, plus next being plus verb form 3 plus by plus subject. Okay, clear? Now next, if you ever find out any sentence which is future continuous, you can simply opt for the option change not possible. So simply future continuous, for future continuous tense, there is no change possible here. We can't change into passive voice. Okay. So you can remember this. Now the continuous is clear. Let's just do the exercise. She was drinking tea. She was drinking tea. Now I'll change into passive voice. Tea was being drunk by her. Clear? So you can solve in such way. Or else if you want to solve in this way, then she was drinking tea. In previous condition, our aim is to find out the helping verb. Because here there is no helping verb. That's why our main aim is to find out the helping verb. But here in this case, we already have the helping verb. So our main aim is to bring out one new word, that is being. Why we decided to bring this being? It is because we can see ing form in the question. So you can remember in such way. This is a trick that you can remember. As you can see in the question, it is ing. That's why you are going with the word being. That's it. Now you can bring this t here, and however was is there, you can write the was exactly she into her, and by here, and drinking changes to drunk, and here like the same helping verb is what we use. And what is left? There is one word that is left, that is be. T was being drunk by her. See, T was being drunk by her in such way, like in this method, the same answer. Here also, T was being drunk by her. So whatever the method that you feel that is easy to you can solve it. Next, she is drinking tea. What's the answer?
That
He is
tea
being
is
by
being drunk.
Tea is
Tea is being drunk by her.
is by her. Simple. Tea is being drunk by her. So simply, if you ever found B form in the question, then blindly go with the option change not possible. You don't need to solve all these things. Like you don't need to observe all these things. As you can easily see B form, then blindly follow change not possible. Okay. Right. Now we are done with the continuous also. Any questions in the continuous part?
No, sir.
Okay. Next. Next one is perfect. Next one is perfect. So first past perfect. What is the sentence formation for past perfect?
subject plus had plus V3 plus object.
V3 plus object. This is the sentence formation for past perfect. Now present perfect. Subject
Or
plus
had.
has or have plus V3 plus object. Next, future. Future perfect. Subject plus will plus has or have plus V3 plus object. Okay. So this is perfect. This is perfect tense. Now, here you can see like helping verbs are already there, right? Here had is there, has have is there. Here also has have is there. But here already helping verb there. So you don't need to stress much on this helping verb. As already helping verb there, we need to focus on new word. Just like we added the word being in the continuous, we need to add the word being here in the perfect. Okay, just remember being for continuous, being for perfect. The reason is simple. As we already talked, like no matter whatever the verb form it may be, it should change into V3 form. Here already in the active voice itself V3 there. So we are going to write the same V3 in the answer as well. So what's the change we can see? As everything keeps remaining same. So to differentiate that, we are going to add this bean word. Okay, simply you can write object plus, as you can see already had is there, which is helping verb, had plus. Next, you need to add like V3 changed into been plus V3. Okay. Had plus been plus V3 plus by plus object. Sorry, subject. Now, present perfect changes to again, like I forgot to mention here. Just like continuous will remain as a continuous only, here also perfect will remain as perfect only. Why? The same reason. Like we only changed simple into continuous just to take this helping verb. But in the continuous and perfect, already helping verbs there. So you don't need to change into another tense, as that will remain as same tense. So same helping verb. But to differentiate that from active to passive, we added being in continuous, being in perfect. That's it. Here you can see object plus, has or have plus, been plus, verb form 3 plus, by plus, subject. Okay. Now, next one. But this will change. Future perfect will change, not future continuous. Okay. Future perfect will change. Here also same thing. Object plus, will plus, has or have plus, been plus, verb form 3 plus, by plus, subject. Simple. Now, for example, with the same example that we took, she had drunk tea. Now change into passive.
He had been drunk by her.
Yes, tea had been drunk by her is the right answer. Next, she has drunk tea.
The tea has been drunk by her.
Yes, tea has been drunk by her. She will have drunk tea.
He will have been drunk by her.
Yes, tea will have been drunk by her is the right answer. So this is perfect. Simply you need to remember two words only. For perfect, you remember being word. For continuous, remember being word. Simply, if you ever find question which is having the verb form 3 or H related words in the question, simply remember this. If you find any active voice having H related helping verb, then immediately check for the options which are having been word and eliminate the other options. And for continuous, if you find any active voice which is having a ing form in the question itself, then go with the option which is having the being word. Simple rule. Simple rule. Okay. So this is perfect. Now what is left? Perfect continuous, right? So perfect continuous. In the perfect continuous, whether that is a past perfect continuous, present perfect continuous, future perfect continuous, simply you can opt the option for these three things as a change not possible. We can't change this perfect continuous, whether that is past or present or future. Along with this, there is one thing that we can't change. What is that? That is future continuous. So for these four tenses, like perfect continuous of past, present, and future plus future continuous. For these four tenses, change not possible. Simple rule here is in the perfect continuous, we see a special word. What is that?
Will be, sir.
Been, right? So it is been. Been is the word that we see in the perfect continuous, right? Simple rule. If you ever found been word in the question, then you can opt for the option simply change not possible. Okay, so this is a trick that you can remember it. In future continuous, what is there? Be form is there. So be form or been form there in the question, then blindly choose the option change not possible. Ing form there means choose the option which is having being word. H related word there means choose the option which is having been word. And if there is no helping verb means take the help of verb form and understand which tense is that, and according to that you need to extract the helping verb. Comparing both this continuous and perfect, simple is bit complicated as we need to change everything there, finding out the right helping verb. So this continuous and perfect are easy. Now I'm done with the simple. I'm done with this simple. and I'm done with this continuous, and I'm done with this perfect as well, and also perfect continuous. So no other tense left now. No other tense left now. So this is all about the active and passive. There are still remaining things there that we will solve. Before that, up to here, everything is clear to you or not? If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I think I'm audible to you, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, like, do anyone have any questions? Is everything clear
No,
to you?
sir.
Okay.
నెగిటివ్ సెంటెన్స్ ఇస్తే చేంజ్ చేయొచ్చా సార్?
Negative sentence, as mostly they won't give any negative sentence in the activize. So even it is not possible actually.
ఓకే సార్.
Yes. Any other questions? Shall we proceed with next?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Just take 10 minutes break now. Just go through all these things once again, because if I feed you a lot of things, that will be not good. So just grasp this information what I have discussed with you, and we'll proceed with some other forms also, because whatever the sentences that I have discussed with you right now is just a normal sentence, but we do have different sentences in English, like interrogative sentence, imperative sentence, exclamatory sentence. So we'll discuss about them too, because active and passive is not all about assertive sentence only. Okay. All right. Just take the 10 minutes break and then go through this active and passive once again. As now the time is 5:55. You can take break up to 6:05. Okay. You can be here exactly at 6:05. You can get the recorded sessions in YouTube live sessions, or else you will get this recorded sessions in the LMS portal. Okay. Hope everyone is back. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, before we discuss this, let's do some exercises. Okay. Okay, so this is the first question to you. They grow these flowers in Bangalore. What is the passive voice for this? They grow these flowers in Bangalore. First, identify which tense is this. Yes, are you there?
B, sir.
B. Okay. Any other options?
These flowers grew in
D is
Bangalore.
correct, sir.
B, D,
D, sir.
D. Okay, fine. Simply, they grow these flowers in Bangalore. Okay, we'll see. Just a second. They grow these flowers in Bangalore. Normally, for few sentence, object is very large. Like you can see here, they is subject, grow is verb form. These flowers in Bangalore is whole object. And what I told that you need to bring this object into subject position, right? But we can't take this whole object into the subject position because in few sentences it might be more than this. So it is not a right thing to do, as you should only consider one or two words in the object as a object, and remaining thing will remain as a object only. As you can see, as we decided they as a subject, we as a verb form, grow as a verb form, and you can only consider these flowers, only these flowers in the object part. And this is a external information. In Bangalore is a external information. Okay, that means this will remain at the same place. Now you should only do this active and passive with only these forms. So what do you understand by this? Like which tense is this first? They grow these flowers. Which tense is this?
Simple present tense.
Right? Simple present changes to present continuous, right? And present continuous related helping verbs are
Is or am or
Is or am.
am, is, are, right? Now we already got the helping verb. Now do this thing. These flowers, and they changes to them, and by here, and grow, grieve, grown. Grown is the verb form 3. Grown, and what is left? Helping verb. We already got the helping verb here. Am, is, are. Which is suitable? These flowers. These flowers are. Now
Are, sir.
these flowers are grown by them. Which is correct? These flowers are grown. Oh, actually, they is there, right? So they haven't given.
place.
Okay, they directly given the place. Now tell me. Simple. These flowers are grown. This is enough. These flowers are grown. Option D is correct. Okay, clear? Now, the police was questioning the accused yesterday. I told you one rule.
Option D, sir.
D, sir.
Simple.
D,
Option
sir.
D is correct. Simply, here you can see ing
D,
form,
sir.
right? Ing form means you need to check for the option which is having being form. So here, no being, no being, no being. Only this will having like this is having being form. So this is the right answer. Next, the company has employed 1,000 graduates this year. Don't tell me the answer, but tell me which word you need to extract.
Bean.
Been, right? Here H related word is there. Automatically you have to check for the options having been. Now
Been.
tell me the answer.
Been.
E, sir.
Yes.
Simply yeah.
B.
How A will happen? Like had is past, has is present. But we have to use the same helping verb. As has and have comes under the same category. And had is different. Okay. Now tell me.
Yes.
B, sir.
B,
B,
sir.
B,
sir.
sir.
Yes. Answer is B. 1,000 graduates have been. As I said, has and have comes under the same category. Here the company is singular. That's why we use it has. But here 1,000 graduates is plural, right? That's why have. So 1,000 graduates have been employed by the company this year. Next, she had eaten the fruits yesterday. Again, same.
Yes, sir.
E, sir.
E, sir.
C,
B,
sir.
sir.
B, sir.
A or B or C or D? You are saying different options.
C,
C,
sir.
sir.
C is the right
C,
option.
C, sir.
C. Here had is there. Again, had is the word. The same word should be there. And H related word is there. Again, been word. So answer is C. The maid will have cleaned the house.
B, sir.
Again,
B,
yes.
B,
B, sir.
The
B, sir.
house will have. Yes, the house will have been cleaned by the maid. Next. Farhan patted the little dog.
B, sir.
B, sir.
B,
B,
sir.
sir.
B.
Sir, B.
B or D?
B, sir. B.
B,
The
B.
dog.
Yes, answer is B. So the little dog is object. Farhan is subject. And by V3 form of patted is again patted. Pat, patted, patted, patting. And here patted is V2 form. So V2 means simple past. Simple past changes to past continuous. Past continuous related words are was or were. So here was is there. So automatically B is the option. Next, Mithun bought a car yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, yes, sir.
A.
Yes, yeah. Mithun bought a car yesterday means this is simple
Yes, sir.
past. So bought is V2 form. So was is the word we should take. A car was bought by Mithun yesterday. They have submitted all the information about the case.
B, sir.
B, sir.
Yes, answer
Has
is
been,
B.
have been. Yes, sir.
Here they changes to them. Okay. Have changes to have been. Okay. All the information here is object. And yes, all the information about the case has been submitted by them. Next. Hmm,
C, sir.
C, sir. Being. C,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Has been. Oh, no.
Being
Doesn't.
form is there, not so that's why being. Was being, sir.
Was.
which one you are telling? Like you are telling about
B.
this one?
Yes, sir. B.
Okay. Some children were rescuing in the injured puppy.
Yes.
C.
Hmm.
C, sir.
Sir.
C, sir.
C, sir.
Automatically here
C.
ing form is there. So you need to go with ing form again. So answer
Yes,
is
yes,
C.
sir. C.
Next. I will bring some food tomorrow.
D, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Hmm? A or D?
D. D.
Yes.
B,
D
sir.
is the right answer. D is the right answer. See, you should never change
D.
this will form into would form. Here no modal verbs will come. Okay. So simply here, which tense is this? See, it is simple future. Simple future changes to future continuous. Future continuous related words are be. So the same thing. Some food will be brought by me. So answer is D. Will he give? This is related to question. I'll come to this interrogative sentence. Now you can observe this. Ritika's purse has been stolen.
Somebody has stolen Ritika's purse.
Somebody has stolen Ritika's purse.
Ritika's purse.
Yes. So you might
Yes,
face
sir.
this
C.
type of questions also. Next, he is reading a book.
D, sir.
A book
D,
was
sir.
being read
B,
by
sir.
him.
B, sir. B, sir.
B or
D,
D?
sir. D,
D,
sir.
sir.
A book is being
D,
read
sir.
by him.
A book is being read by him.
Yes, D is the right option because here the same helping verb should be there. Is, but here was is there. Was is different from is. Next, I was
Oh.
preparing a meal yesterday.
D, sir. A meal was being
D, sir.
prepared by me yesterday.
Yes, a meal was being prepared by me yesterday is the right answer. Next, I will be sailing with them in the sea.
They will be being sailing with me.
B, sir.
Mhm. Hmm?
No
sir.
passive form, sir.
B, sir.
No passive form.
Yes, no passive form. I told you, like if there is a future continuous, no passive form. Change not possible. Here you can see will be sailing means this is a future continuous. Future continuous won't change. Next, we must respect our
Yes,
parents.
sir.
A, sir.
Yes, parents must be
A.
respected. Okay, I'll come to this part. I'll come to this part. You should. Okay, it's the same thing, but still you can try. You should have informed me about this.
Yes, sir. I should have been informed about this by.
Yes, option A is correct. I'll explain, don't worry. Like we do have interrogative, a lot of things left to discuss. Next, you may receive this award from the minister.
C, sir.
So answer is C. Next, they might ask you some money. Okay, all these things are same. We'll come to this part after we discuss that. Hmm, I think all these things are interrogative sentence. This is a passive form. Like this is a reverse thing. As you get passive form in the question where you need to change into active voice. This book was written by Tagore.
Yes, sir.
Tagore wrote this book.
Tagore wrote this book.
Yes, Tagore wrote this book.
Wrote this book.
Badminton has been played by her.
He has played
He
badminton.
He has
played
played
Played.
badminton.
She has
Her.
played badminton is right.
D, sir.
D. The case has been looked into by the police.
The police
The
had
police
looked
had
into the
Looked
case.
into the case.
case.
You are saying
C, sir.
had. Has is totally not related to this had.
Oh, yes, yes,
C,
yes,
sir.
yes.
Sir,
The
C.
D, sir.
C.
Answer.
C or D?
D, sir.
Sir, C.
C, sir.
C.
D, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
Answer
sir.
is C. Here already been is there. Been is in the
Okay.
only passive voice, but in the active voice, it should only have. Yes. He was being sent back to Mumbai by them.
They were sending
D,
him
sir.
back to
They were
Mumbai.
sending him back to Mumbai.
D. Option D is correct. The students are being questioned by the teacher.
The teacher was
The
questioning the
teacher is
students.
questioning the students. B,
No.
sir.
Sir,
Hmm.
was
B, sir.
D,
B
sir.
is the right answer.
D,
Here was
D.
is totally different from.
Yes, sir.
So the teacher is questioning the students. Next, research will be done by scientists from next Monday.
A, sir.
Yes, answer E.
Yes, sir.
Scientists will do the research from next Monday. The results will have been published by the institute by now.
The institute has published
B.
the results. But
B, sir.
B, sir.
D, D.
B, sir.
The institute will have published the results
Published.
by now. Yes, the answer is B. Okay, so you will get this type of questions also. It's not always active to passive. Sometimes it's passive to active too. Now we'll discuss about other things. Yes, modal verbs in the passive. So if you ever get modal verbs in the passive voice, then use this formula. First thing should be modal verb and make sure it should contain the word called be and then verb form 3 after that. Okay, just remember this. Simply, if any modal verb there in the question itself, make sure answer should contain the be form. Be form, okay? For example, here what is the modal verb? Ken is the modal verb. He can solve the problem. Here the problem. The problem can be. The problem can be solved by him. The problem can be solved by him. Can changes to can be. That's it. And remaining everything changes, like problem is object that comes to the subject. He changes to him. and buy is common, solved is common, everything is common. But the simple thing here is you need to remember be is the word that we need to use. In the same way, you should obey rules. Here you can observe should. Should is the modal verb. And rules should changes to should be. Rules should be obeyed by you, as you will remain as you only. And they must complete work, as must changes to must be. So simply work must be completed by, they changes to them. So this is all about modal verbs. Now let's move into the questions now. Yes, here you can see yes, you have opted for the option A. That is correct. Must be. Here you have opted for the option been here. So sometimes we might also use this. You should have informed me about this. I should have been informed about this by you. Okay, this is a different scenario. Okay, like here you can see you may receive this award from the minister. So it's same. May changes to maybe. So same thing, maybe. Now tell me this one. They might ask you some money.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes. You might be asked some money by them. The police could arrest him for rash driving.
B, sir.
B, sir.
He could be arrested by the police for rash driving. B is the right answer. Next. This is an interrogative sentence. Now hope it is clear with the
Yes,
model.
sir.
Okay, we'll come to that part. We'll first discuss about this and we'll come to that part. Okay. Yes, everything is clear related to this model verbs, right? Simply you need to check for the option which is having B form. Now we do have imperative sentence. Normally in English, we do have 4 types of sentence, which is assertive or declarative sentence. Assertive or declarative sentence. Like it is having both names. Declarative means something which got declared. Like there is no confuse. Like just like we have seen all these sentences. Like flowers are grown in Bangalore. So it is declaration, like it got declared. There is no issue in that. So that type of sentences are called assertive or declarative sentence. And we, yes, yes. Okay. Now we do have interrogative sentence. The name itself telling us interrogation. Interrogation means questioning. Question. Okay. So WH words are yes or no questions. Now imperative sentence. Imperative sentence comes under things like any orders, suggestions, request, comments. So if these kind of sentences are there, we call them as an imperative sentence. Okay. And exclamatory sentences are like the expression that we normally show with out of joy or sorrowness. This is different, that we'll discuss more about this in the direct and indirect speech. But as of now, active voice, passive voice can be asked in assertive, interrogative, and imperative sentence. But as, up to now, we only solve these assertive sentences, which is modal verbs and normal helping verbs. But we are still left with this interrogative and imperative. Now I am going to discuss about imperative sentence. Simply, if you ever get imperative sentence, how to find out the sentence is imperative or assertive? It's a simple rule that imperative sentences talks about orders, commands, suggestions, and everything. As you can see here, open the door. Here you can't figure out what is subject, what is object particularly, because it does not contain any helping verb particularly, right? And you can also see open the door means that is order. If I say to you open the door, that is a order. Please open the door is a request. And don't go there is a kind of order or suggestion. So here the rule that we like the formula that we use is let plus object plus B plus V3. Here also we use this B form. In imperative sentences also we use this B form. But a new thing that we add here is let. Let is the word we use. So simply open the door means here the object that we can consider here is the door. So let the door be opened. Are you getting it right? Open the door. So here we can only consider subject and object, where open is subject, the door is object. As you find, this is an imperative sentence. So you need to use two things. One is let and another thing is be. Simply let. After let, you need to use the object as per the active and passive voice rule. Let the door be opened. Open is a V1 form that need to change into V3 form, right? So V3 form of this open is opened only. So simple. Let the door be opened. In the same way, complete the work. Let the work be completed. The same thing. Okay. Just remember this let word and be word. That's it. That is more than enough. But in the model verb, only be form is what you need to remember. And every other rule is same. Like subject comes to object, object goes to subject, where we need to add this verb form into V3 form. As these things are common. Now we'll move to the interrogative sentence. So normally questions are of two types, where one is WH questions and one is
Do
yes
does
questions. Okay, yes or no questions and WH questions. WH questions are starting with WH things like what, which, why, when, who, and even how will come in this. So all these things are related to where. Okay, where. So these are starting with WH. By saying this word itself, we can consider this is a question. And each word describing different things. As you can see, what is for reason, which is for, we use which for things. These are relative pronouns. Relative pronouns. Normally, relative pronouns is nothing but we need to relate properly with everything. So you will get questions on these things as well. Like which is used for things. For example, we normally say, I'm talking to who? We are talking with one person. And normally, if we say that I'm talking to the person who has a immense knowledge. But we can't say I'm talking to the person which has a immense knowledge. Who is related to person? In the same way, which is related to things, non-living things. And why is for reason again. And when is related to time. When is used for time things. And where is it related to place. So this is how this WH words going to change. We'll discuss about this later in a detailed manner. So WH questions are there and yes or no questions are also there. Yes or no questions are starting with the helping verbs. For example, what are are you going? Are you going? Here we can't find any WH word, but still this is a question. And that question is made with this helping verb. Are. Okay. So this is yes or no question. Why we are calling this yes or no? For example, if you get this type of questions, are you going means we normally reply by saying yes, I am going. No, I am not going, right? So this is a yes or no questions. And along with this, we do have D related like did, do, does, did related helping verbs are also there that we already seen in the yesterday class itself. So do does related to present, did related to past. Okay, do does related to present, did related to past. Same like has, have related to present, had related to past. You can relate in such way. Okay. So if the question starts with did, then the passive voice here we use was, were plus object plus V3 plus by plus subject. However, this is going to be the same for every sentence. It may be assertive or imperative or anything. But here particularly, if you find any, did is also yes or no question. Did you find out means yes, I did. Is what the answer we give, right? So this is also yes or no question. So now we are talking about yes or no questions. Concentrate, yes or no questions. As if you ever find did in the active voice, make sure the option should contain was, were in that. Okay, was, were. Because Did is related to past, even was were related to past. But don't use did and was again and again, as you should only use one thing here, either did or was were. As per the active and passive voice rule, if did it is there in the active voice, make sure the option or the answer should contain was or were. And if that question start with do does, everything is same like object plus V3 plus by plus subject. This is however common. But the helping verbs that we are going to change here, instead of do does, we are changing into is are. Is are. Okay. And what if the questions are starting with have has? So if the questions are starting with have has, the same rule. Like in the assertive sentence, what we did, if any H related words there, then automatically what we did, we opt for the option which is having the been word, right? So the same rule apply here, but has have will remain at the first place only. Okay. Like if you are listening all these things for the very first time, it's very hard to retain all this information. I understand, but you can start saying again and again so that it will be easier to get retain all this information. I know this is vast, but you need to remember. And if the questions are starting with will, then you need to use that will again in the at first place in the passive voice, and remaining everything is same. And along with this will, we should also use this be form. Okay. Now let's see detailedly one by one. So in interrogative, the type 1 here is yes or no questions. Yes or no questions are starting with is, am, are, was, were, has, have, had. These are the things that we seen in the normal tenses. But along with this, we do also have do, does, did, will, can, could. Right? So simply, if you ever found did, what I told, the answer should contain was, were. So simply, did Ravi write a letter means was a letter written by Ravi is the answer. If you ever find did, it is a past. So past related words are was or were. So you need to remember in such way, as this did is changed as was plus written. And here you can see, does she clean the room means, as this does is related to present. So present related word is or are. So is the word that we use. Is the room cleaned by her? Even though you change this question into passive form, still the passive form should be remain as question only. That's why we are using the helping verb at first place. Okay. So like you should not change it. If you change it, automatically that won't look like a question. Whether that is active or passive voice, it should remain like a question itself. That's why we use this is at the first place. And are they watching TV? Like here, it is different case. This do, does, did is a different case. But here, they are directly using the word are. So you need to use the same helping verb in the answer as well. But you might be confused why here it is are, then why it is here. Is and are both are same. But we change this is and are with the pronouns or the objects here. Like for plural, we use are. For singular, we use is. But they comes under the same category. As you can see, they is plural. That's why we are using are. Are they watching TV? But here TV is singular. That's why I'm using is. For example, what if I use TVs here? Normally there is no word, such word. Normally, if I use TVs, plural form, are TVs being watched by them is the right answer. Okay. And here, has he completed the work? The same helping verb should be used. But here, one thing that you need to observe, what we did in the continuous part. Continuous means am is r plus V4. As you can see here, am is r plus V4. And what is the rule that we spoke? Which is being. Being is a word that we should add, right? So the same thing that we did here. But the change here is that is an assertive sentence. This is a interrogative sentence. That is the only change. Remaining every rule is same. But in the case of do, does, did, it is bit different. It is bit different. But when it's come to this one, like simply you can see they are watching TV. This is an assertive sentence. Instead, I am making this same sentence into interrogative sentence by replacing these words. Are they watching TV? That's it. Just because we replaced two words, it became a question now. But the rule applies same, right? Whether that is a question or normal sentence, the rule applies same. As you can see, am is our plus V4 form means that is a continuous. As continuous will change into continuous only, but we need to add one word, that is being. The same thing applied here also. That's why I have added the word being here. In the same way, here also H related word is there. Then immediately what is the word that we need to take? Been is the word we need to take. So simply, has he completed the work means has the work been completed by them is the right answer. But has should remain at the same place because it is a yes or no question. As the purpose of this helping verb is to indicate as a question itself. And remaining things will change according to that. Okay. So this is an interrogative yes or no questions. But we do also have WH questions, right? So questions begin with what, who, why, when, where, which, how. So the simple formula that we use is like WH, just like the question related word will remain at the first place in the previous condition. The same thing applies here as this WH word again remain at the same place. After that, helping verb and object, like afterwards helping verb, and this thing is common. Object plus V3 plus by plus subject is common. Now you can see, why did he buy a car? Like I told you already, for do, does, did, it is a different case. For did we take was, for do, does we take am is are. Simply here you can see, why did he buy a car? So here you can find did. So automatically what should be the word there in the answer? Was or were. And even why should be at the same place. Why should be at the same place? Your helping verb should be supposed to be did. But while changing into passive words, we should not keep this did as a did only. We need to change into was were. And remaining thing by changes to V3 form and everything keeps changing. Like here you can see he buy a car. A car was bought by him is the normal sentence if we take, but this is a question now. So here subject is he, object is car. So you need to change them. So why will remain as why only, and instead of did we took this was word, and a car is a object, brought is a V3 form, and again by word, and him is the actual subject in the active voice. Next, when did she submit the assignment? Simple. When will remain as when only, as did related word is was or were. And she changes to her. The assignment is comes to subject and submit changes to submitted. So simply, when did she submit the assignments? When was the assignment submitted by her? Simple. Like compared to assertive sentence, it is bit complicated. But if you are perfect in assertive sentence, this isn't much challenging for you. But if you are listening this assertive interrogative sentence for the very first time, then it will be complicated. That's why I cleared all those things at first. Next, where did they play the match? Again, did is there, was, and they changes to them. The match will come to here. Play changes to played. And now you need to keep this whereas in the same position. Did changes to was. Again, the match played by them. Again, why are students writing exams? Here you can see am is our plus ing form. Am is our plus ing form. So immediately we need to think of word being in the passive voice. Simple. Why will remain at the same position? Even the helping verb. For the do does did, we changed the helping verb. But here we don't need to change any helping verb. We use the same helping verb here, which is are. Like just like in the previous thing we did, right? In the same way here also. Exam will come here. Being is the word that we write. Writing changes to written by student's subject. Okay. I know it is looking somewhat complicated, but just go through these things once again. Once, twice, thrice, then it will be clear to you. But there is a special case for this who. Simply everything remains same, but instead of using the same who at the first place, we are changing it as by whom. That's it. This is the only thing. Like there is an exception for this who. And remaining WH, it is same. Like we remain, like we kept that WH at the same position. But for the special who, we write by whom. That's it. As you can see here, who wrote this letter? Who wrote this letter? So here, who itself a subject. So passive voice here is by whom was this letter written? By whom was? Why was here? Here wrote is there, right? So wrote is V2 form. V2 form means it changes to continuous. Continuous means was or were only, right? So that's why I used the was. Who by whom, right? Who completed the project? By whom was the project completed? Okay. Now let's see here. Yes. Who brought you here?
A,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes. Yes, simple. As you can see, brought means V2 only, right? As you can't see any helping verb, so we can assume this as a V2. V2 means simple past. Simple past changes to past continuous. Past continuous related words are was or were. Now what I told, whom will not remain as who only, but that will change into by whom. And again, which is suitable here? Were is suitable. By whom were you brought here? Okay. Next. Why have you written such a letter?
A,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Why
Yes, sir.
why has such a letter been written by you? Simply H related word is there. You need to check for the option which is having been. Along with that, as this have will remain has have only. That means it may be has or have. As we are talking about one letter, that's why we used this has. And been written by you is same. It's not was or had or will. Like this is complete unrelated things. Okay. Huh. When will the doctor attend the patient?
B, sir.
B. Yes. Here, will the doctor attend the patient mean this is simple future. Simple future changes to future continuous. Future continuous related word is be only, right? So here you can find be out, be. And one more thing, when will remain at the same place, as will is also remain at the same place. And the patient should come here. The doctor should go last. And attended is the V3 form that we use. So automatically B is the right option. The patient was examined by the doctor.
The doctor examined the patient.
This is passive voice. Yes, this is a passive voice. Like interrogative sentence. No, this normal sentence only. Okay. The doctor examined the patient, right? Will you teach cricket to my son?
B, sir.
Same.
Yes,
Will is
sir.
there, teach is there. Will plus V1 means V1. Will plus V1 means simple future. Simple future changes to future continuous. Future continuous related word is B form. So simply B is there. So automatically, yes, D is the right option. Will my son be taught cricket? Next, do you play soccer?
D, sir.
Yes, sir.
D, sir.
A,
D,
B,
Do does used for present.
D, sir.
D or
D,
B?
sir.
You are saying D. Yes, D is correct.
Yes.
Right. Here, do does related to present.
D, sir.
Present related words are am, is, are. So simply is the word is used. Is soccer played by you? The right answer. Next, Juhi was surprised by his activities. This is a normal sentence only, but passive. Change into
C,
active.
sir.
C, sir.
He was surprised
D,
by
sir.
Juhi. No,
Yes, sir.
this is already a passive voice. Change into active. His activities. Yes,
Surprised Juhi.
yes. A is the right answer. His activities surprised Juhi. Juhi was surprised by his activities. Simple. As you can see, surprised is a V2 form only, right? V2 means simple past. Simple past changes to past continuous. Past continuous related words are was and were. So here was is there. My purse has been stolen.
Somebody has stolen my purse.
In this case, they haven't given any object here by. So in such case, we should take the word someone. Okay, someone or somebody. So somebody has stolen my purse. The same helping verb. Okay. So you need to solve as many questions as you can. So automatically you will be perfect, as this active and passive is not much challenging. Like if you are perfect in tenses, this isn't a challenging thing or not. Just a second. Okay. Okay. Hope everything is clear to you, right? Regarding active and passive. Is there any doubts?
No, sir.
Sir,
Yes, Nirupama.
sir, what will be the passive voice for take rest?
Take rest.
Yes, sir.
Let the rest be taken.
Okay, sir. Thank
So
you, sir.
this is a like a take rest is a suggestion, right? So suggestion comes under imperative sentence.
Imperative sentence.
In the imperative sentence, we use two things. One is let and one is be. So let the rest be taken. As take P3 form is taken. Take, took, taken. Any other questions?
Sir,
Or doubt?
active voice, passive voice, only three sentence formation है ना sir? Affirmative, interrogative, imperative.
Only three.
Okay, sir.
Any other questions? Okay, hope no questions from your end. Like all your concentration is on attendance link only.
Sir,
Yes, Raju.
interrogative sentence లో ఓన్లీ పాస్ట్ ప్రజెంట్ ఒకటే వాడతామా సార్? ఫ్యూచర్ ఎక్కువ యూజ్ చేయమేమో కదా సార్?
Like in interrogative also we use future. That's why we use it will word, right? As will remain at the same place, will only.
ఓకే సార్.
Hmm. Okay, activity. Like I don't have enough time now. We'll conduct this activity tomorrow. Okay.
Tomorrow starting class is activity, sir.
I think tomorrow is Saturday, right? So there will be no classes. So on Saturdays and Sunday, there is no class. We'll directly meet you on Monday.
Yes, sir.
So you can prepare well, as I already given instructions about the task, right? So you can prepare that well and come. Yes. Any other doubts? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much. We'll meet you on Monday. Thank you.